Hello folks, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to Ni No Kuni. Before we do anything of vital significance today in regards to completing the next story section, I am just going to finish off with an errand that we've left in our log from the previous episode because that was going on a bit too long, which is this, number 56, Pesky Pirates. We've done all the other tasks we can do. Number 8 and number 11 we still can't do, so this 56 Pesky Pirates task is actually the final errand that we can accomplish at the moment. As soon as we've done this, we'll crack straight on with the story. Now, I'm just coming east from Castaway Cove here. By the way, I've spent some time, you can see the pirates coming up, collecting some new familiars and whatnot. And just so you know what I've got, this is actually a pretty good team. I've got a big horn here, which you can collect from, what's the fiery mountain called? Old Smoky. Excuse me. And he's actually a really good tank for Oliver if you want to get a tank out. I've got Percy here from outside of Castaway Cove. He's a purloiner and he's great at melee damage. So basically every party member you want a tank, a melee damager and a caster. Now Oliver's already a pretty good caster, so we don't need a really good magic caster. So what I've gone for is a Lagoon Naiad, and what this does, it is a caster, but it's one of the best healing familiars in the game. So we don't really need damage casting for Oliver, as I mentioned, because he sort of fulfills that role anyway. But if you can get a good healer, such as a Lagoon Naiad, which is around the Fairy Ground, is that right? No, not the Fairy Ground, the small islands outside of Castaway Cove, then you can grab one of those. And I've also grabbed a Hooray rather, for Esther, who is a good tank. This familiar, you can get these are just the whales that sort of sail around Castaway Cove. And I do want to get to a Lumberwood from No Longer Mine Island, but it's a bit tougher at the minute. The enemies there are still quite strong, which would be a good melee damager. And Strongo here is an awesome healer slash caster. And for Swain, a Bone Ranger is a pretty good melee damager with a Tin Man here from outside the city we're at now, Hamelin, and he is a good tank. I'm just after a good caster for Swain at the moment. So sorry about that little detour, but as you can see, I've been working hard in between videos. I'm building up my team. Because I've got so many new familiars, they are a little bit underleveled at the minute. And when it comes to metamorphosing your familiars, by the way, you want to make sure that you max their level out first. They usually max out around level 20 to 35 or 40 on their first form. This will actually increase their stats when you finally metamorphose them. So, yeah, let's try and concentrate on these, because these battles are actually quite tough, believe it or not. These zombies have around about 1200 hit points each. So they do take a little bit of beating to get down. And the final battle, there's 4 battles in total, I've done one already, this is the second. The final battle, there's a little mini boss that you'll need to take care of. So you might need to head back to Castaway Cove in between the odd battle or two, just to heal up. But Oliver now is level 37, and when we first arrived at Hamelin a couple of episodes ago, he was only level 28. So collecting all these familiars has actually been a bit of a bonus in regards to levelling for me. So I'm using that big horn on Oliver instead of Mito. Mito was also a tank. But the good things about the familiars I've chosen as well is that they're all, apart from Oliver's healer, which doesn't really matter, in the preferred genus for these characters, which increases their stats. So I have done a little bit of research and hopefully I've made some good choices here if you want to copy them if you're playing along with me. So as I just mentioned, I just need 2 more familiars, a melee damager for Esther and a spellcaster for Oliver. Not Oliver, sorry, Swain. So we've got 2 more ships to destroy. I can see one over here trying to escape. Boing. Doesn't get away from us that easily. Now this one's got 4, which makes things all the more tougher. So I'm going to switch to Ollie Boy. and we'll start by casting some spells. Hopefully then we'll be able to avoid a fair bit of damage. At least that's the plan at the moment. I could bring my tank out in a little bit if we need to absorb some more damage. But Pulse isn't doing a whole lot, is it? So let's try Frostbolt. 45 points. Okay, you know, I can live with that. Let's switch characters though, because this is going a little bit too slow. So we'll bring out our good old Bighorn. And smash hit for a nice 140 points of damage. That's more like it. See, look, his standard attack does the same amount of damage as Oliver's spells. 45, 46. He's going down. And who should we take next? Zombo Swain B, I guess, would make sense. If everyone can attack this one. Focusing down. And as you can see, these actually do blue damage to the Bighorn as well, which is a bit of a bonus. It's a shame he's going to need to recharge in a moment, but let's try and get this one down first. There we go. We could bring Percy out, although Percy does take quite a bit of damage. That's the only downside to him, so you need to make sure you've really got another tank out on another character to absorb that damage. But also, he's not very high level yet, Percy, which is why his damage isn't as much as Bighorn, who's nearly recharged anyway. So we'll take care of this one and then bring him back out again, I think. He's my new mate. If you've been watching this series for any length of time, you'll know that I always loved controlling Mito. But now Biggs here, the Bighorn, is my new favourite. Because he does a nice amount of damage actually, and he's got a high defence stat. I've been pumping all his stats up as with defence using treats. A couple of levels, that's going to come in handy. It means that Esther and Swain will get full hit points and MP bars back. And Swain learned a new shot, and Scully's learned a new trick slot. Oh, don't want to enter combat with that whale thing. Right, so let's just see what's... we don't need to do anything with Swain, because I'm pretty sure he'll learn all his abilities manually. Yep. Okay, Scully here learned a new slot. He's got two, in fact. So we could give him Evil Embrace, which will inflict a random ailment. That sounds different. Reduces a... yeah, we'll give him Smash Hit because that is quite potent. That's what our Bighorn has. And I'm kind of tempted to... we'll give him Ray of Light. Yeah, that's good. And we'll save our game since we've killed two. I don't want to have to kill those two again if we die on the last one, which can be a little bit trickier. So now where's that pirate ship gone? There it is. Wow, it's fast. Come here. Oi. Let's try and cut it up. There we go. The plan worked. Just about, the plan worked.
Here goes nothing.
Right, so what's the best way to do this, do you think? You've got the same mobs as we had before, with the difference that this mini-boss has around about the 1500 hit point mark. So let's quickly take out some of these ads to even the odds a bit, shall we? And go to number B. That doesn't make sense. Letter B. Zombo Swain B. And by the way, Swain's Bonehead monster is also pretty awesome. Scully. He does like to lay out the pony. She's got some nice damage to him. Right, we're going to have to switch now over to Percy, so just need to be a little bit cautious in the way of damage. And Tinny's good as well, because he does AoE melee damage, which is good for tanking. It does seem to attract the attention of the monsters. So just try and pull Percy back a bit. Maybe if we go over to Gemma here, we can get some healing going. And with your healers, make sure you boost them up with magical attack treats, because that will allow you to do more healing. Just wait for this to come back. Oh no, we don't need to heal anymore. There we go, look, we're all on full health again. And Bighorn has fully recharged, which is good. Capping Zombo is almost dead, so let's finish him off. There we go, job done. Now we've just got 2 more ads. I'm liking this team that I've got at the minute. It's a little bit, well, it feels a little bit more organised in all honesty. It really does. And just 1 more ad left and we're almost on full health, so let's be honest, he's in a bit of trouble really, isn't he? I like that smash hit, it does like 145 points of damage. But he does the job, look. $364 experience, not bad. By the way, if you want to grind, then you can see we're at the southeast of the Summerlands, which is the big island in the middle of the world map. Just to the northeast, you can see a group of smaller islands. At the southernmost of those small islands, you can see a little bit of a beach section. There's a mob there, a little green mob, round mob, that has a stick, and you can farm him. He drops 2,000 experience per battle. So if you need to level up familiars or anything like that, then he's definitely the way to go. And you can kill him from about level 30 onwards, perhaps a little bit earlier than that. Once you've killed it, doesn't always spawn. You might get familiars like Mito or Thumblemar or whatever. Just float away in your ship and then come back and see if he's there. And if he's not, then just enter combat and run away and come back again. But no, he is a good farming location actually. And once you've killed it, you can respawn it by again just sailing away in your ship and then coming back. That's how I've managed to get a few levels on all these new familiars that I've got. Although we're 26 hours into the game now. So it has been a couple of hours since the previous episode. But I've only done familiar collecting, I've not done anything in the way of story. But I've really actually been enjoying myself with Ni No Kuni. I am enjoying the whole character development in it. And building up the party and whatnot. So, and don't forget you can store up to 400 familiars in the familiar retreat, which are the little grey circles that you get near most inns and in some dungeons. So you can collect as many familiars as you want, because there's actually, I think there's 300 unique familiars in the game, which means that you can get 100 duplicates as well. So that thing there's the familiar retreat, if you need to store any to collect some more. I'm just popping in here to grab a rest at the inn, since we are a little bit low on MP after those few battles. And we'll save our progress. Always an important thing to do, I would say. Thank you. Right, so now we're going to head over to the black market, which is where we left off in the story, in order to collect our pig outfits, our pig disguises, which will, oh no, not that way, hopefully allow us entry to the palace, and finally the ability to meet the Great Sage. At least that's the plan, although before we collect our pig suits, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to hand in the errand we've just done, which is also near the black market, which is handy. And this of course was a 3-chain errand. This is the 3rd and final chain. You're welcome. A pirate's cutlass and 1,000 guilders. And a whopping 6 merit stamps for our trouble as well. 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. So, let's see what that cutlass was about. It is a bit of an upgrade, I have to say, for Bighorn here. Boosts his attack from 115 to 126, so I'll have a bit of that. Does anybody else want a sword while we are here? I won't bother giving one to Bogley because I am planning on replacing him soon as a familiar. So it looks like we've done all we need to do, which means we can now enter the black market. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see what joys await us in here, shall we? Swain is so strange, he really is, isn't he? This guy doesn't seem to be as cooperative as I guess we could have hoped him to be. But it looks like Swain's got a bit of leverage he can use. Swain, you naughty man. Esther's now going to be using a suit that has been achieved by taking advantage of some fellow human being, but since she's got Swain to say sorry, I guess her conscience is clear now. Haha. He knows what he's doing, does our Swain, doesn't he? Oh, don't we look pretty? Yeah, because Drippy, that ain't suspicious at all. There's a pig's head on the floor. Right, yes, we've got our disguises. Let's find the sage. A suit of Hamelin armour. Let me out. Right, so now, hopefully, there'll be nothing preventing us, or Babanaflan, they're nicer building up, I think it's attack stat for your familiars. But now, hopefully, there's nothing stopping us from gaining access to the palace, so we're going to head over there now. In fact, I think we're going to leave the episode here for today, and we'll pick up with this story next time. So, folks, I'll say thank you very much for joining me. If you like this video, then please remember to rate it a thumbs up in the YouTube comment section below, and let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That supports me as well. And let's keep playing with Ni No Kuni. It's a pretty awesome game. I'm really enjoying it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Take care.